recruiting class today. What are your thoughts on getting all those kids?
Yeah, I don't know that I've ever met a coach who isn't excited today, signing day. But it's a great day for us. It's a group of people that we identified very early. We started recruiting them early. They fit exactly what we needed. They fit what this program's about, on and off the court. And we really emphasized this year adding perimeter depth and versatility of skills, and all of them fit that. So they've been a part of the Iowa State families for a long time. Just it became official today, but that's the other part of it that's kind of interesting and good that they've been a part of us for a while now. So they know what we're about and they know what we want to be about. So it's a really good day. I don't think it could have gone any better. And you have years where it's like that, and you have other years where it's not. But certainly an exciting day for us, and certainly an exciting day for them and their families.
What was it about Lexi that made you think, okay, as an eighth grader, she could be this type of talent?
Well, when she came to camp, at that point, I mean, you could tell that she was someone that had a skill set. She is raised in a family that is very driven. She's got a gym in her backyard, actually in her house. She comes from a basketball, highly committed family. So it wasn't a risk. I think if you would have said, we knew she was going to be rated wherever she was, I don't think anyone thought that. We felt she was going to be good. She had length, she had skills, and like I said, she had the determination to be a really good player. And for some kids, the goal is to get a scholarship. For the special ones, that's the start of the process. And I think for her, that started her on this journey where she now is regarded as one of the best high school players in the country.
And the family part being literally true in Aubrey Jones' case, did that make it an easier recruitment having her sister on the team already?
You probably have to ask them that question. I think sometimes it's easier and sometimes it's harder. They're completely different players. They're completely different people. Obviously, grew up in the same house, and same thing. We've been watching. When you watched Ash grow up, you were watching Aubrey too, and so I think it was just one of those things that it fit the way we play. Her skill set fits the way we play, and I sort of jokingly, but not really, asked Ash if it was all right. And Ash said, as long as she throws me the ball, it's all right. That's what which is about the only thing Ash ever says. So, but yeah, you just don't know. But I think because they're, same family, yes, but different skill set, different people, probably made it a little easier in a lot of ways. So, and they played together before, obviously in high school, AAU. So it wasn't a completely random thing that you didn't expect could be a possibility.
How would you say Maggie is adjusting to the speed of the college game?
Maggie McGraw?
Yeah.
Slowly. I think that, obviously Sunday she got exposed a couple times by older, quicker, stronger kids. But the good thing with Maggie is I think right now she knows she's got to get better. She knows she's got to adjust. Some kids don't see that, and it's not uncommon. I mean, she's played in 2 Division I college basketball games, and most kids who come to college, whether it's in that gym or this gym, they've never guarded anyone in their life, never had to. You don't get recruited because you're a great defensive player. You get recruited because you can score, and you have to learn to accept different roles when you come to college. And the first part is you got to be willing and understand that you have to do that, and I think she does. But there's a lot of growth that needs to happen, and she's going to get the opportunity, but unfortunately we need it to happen probably quicker than she's maybe ready for. But we'll keep throwing her out there, and hopefully every day gets a little bit better.
To go back to your recruiting class, how much does that success and the ratings that you guys, players you got in feed itself, and that good players want to play with good players, and just perpetually feeds itself into more success potentially?
Yeah, I think it does. Obviously, I mean, everyone pays attention to it. I think for us, obviously, we've already, not that we ever stopped, but you're already, I mean, the instant all those papers came across, there's a lot of text messages and phone calls being made to the next class, and that's just the way it is. And the thing for us is, you know, people know them, they know their names. Some people do spend a lot of time looking at those ratings, so at least they see name recognition. It's not just, hey, you know, I'm not the only one that thinks they're all four of those kids are really good players. Someone else does too. So that gives it some credence, some validity. And the other thing for us is that it's easy to say once they meet them is they're better people than they are players. And they're all really good players. But you look at, when you guys get the chance to meet them and talk to them and meet their families, you're going to be like, wow, this is what this is supposed to be about. And I said it before. This group reminds me of some of the kids were at our reunion, you know, that really understand what it's to be connected as a group, be connected to the school, be connected to the fan base. They all have a unique connection to the university. Some of them obviously as a sister, some of them family, some of them more distant, but they really were excited, and we've got to parlay it. You know, it's one thing to have one class that's good. It's another thing to parlay that into the next one, and certainly that'll be our mission, is to make sure that this group impacts the next group.
How much did all that really help with Emily? I think she was the last one to
Yeah.
come in. By then, you had locked up a pretty secure class already.
Right. No, I think it helped a lot. I think Emily saw, oh, those are the people I'm coming in with, and the emphasis on people. Because if you look at all four of those kids' families, they want their daughters and to be around people that they can identify with, can call teammates that that have a similar vision and career path than they do. And I think Emily also saw our need for her position. And I think, you know, we did a good job of just kind of just staying the course with Emily. It was a little longer process, and sometimes it goes quickly, and it happens like that, and sometimes, as we all know, it takes a long time to do it. But I do think the idea of Kylie and Aubrey and Lexi kind of really intrigued Emily a lot.
How have you guys been navigating this layoff?
We took Monday and Tuesday off. You know, we needed days off anyway. And then with the NCAA rules, you're always trying to steal an extra day off because they have to have not to bore you to tears, but they need extra days off during the year. So you're always trying to, where can we steal one? Obviously, it helps Kristen heal up a little bit. We got a couple other minor things that the kids won't practice today. So today and tomorrow will be Iowa State self-scout day, kind of like open weekend football, kind of do our own stuff, work on our own things, get some other kids some reps, and then start moving into the next phase of our schedule. But I think we needed some time off, and hopefully we just have a really disjointed schedule. We had some issues with our scheduling this year, so it's kind of play 2 games quickly, then you take a 9-day break, and then you play. But the days off were good, and hopefully the next 2 days we got to get a lot of work done the next 2 days.
Sorry to keep going back
That's
to
all
it, but you're 7th. This recruiting class is 7th on ESPN right now and 8th on another site I was looking at. Is this the highest graded class in your tenure here?
Nicole's saying yes, so I'm going to go with Nicole. Yeah, for whatever that's worth. You know, I think it's exciting, it's fun, it's something to talk about, and rightly so. I mean, they're all good players. They've established themselves. They deserve this ranking. They deserve the attention they got. And I texted and called all four of them the instant we got the letter, and I said, well, the challenge now is to be rated 7th when you graduate, not when you just come in. And I think they all kind of understood what that meant. So hopefully we'll be talking about some really special things for them down the road too.
Have you grown to like the field trip game, and if so, what do you like about it?
The field trip game, yeah. Anyone who comes, just rifle the Tylenol early. You're gonna have it's this constant buzzing, humming. A lot of people not paying attention to anything that's going on. It gives me even a greater appreciation for elementary school teachers. Shout out to Kate Walters. But it's fun. I mean, I think what it does, John, is honestly it brings young people into an environment maybe they've never been to, and maybe it's their first exposure to a college event. It's their first exposure to Iowa State. I mean, I've met kids at the state fair, whatever. Hey, I remember going. Bless you. I remember going to, the kids game. And maybe who knows how that impacts them, but it's a very unique thing in women's basketball, and everyone does it. I don't know that any of us are overly thrilled about playing a morning game, but it's a great thing for the kids. And like I said, any exposure you can give to future people is a good thing. And we'll get ours next Tuesday.
Any updates on Kristen Scott's condition?
About the same. She felt better after Sunday than she did after Thursday. I think we played Thursday. But she won't practice this week at all. We're going to ease her back into it again. Again, no pun intended there. Hopefully get her some work on Sunday. I mean, she'll shoot and jog and whatever, but, it's one of those things that, the one thing that you can't prevent is it's all about rest. And when you get into the basketball season, rest, it just doesn't happen. So this is a time for us to rest her and be smart. We hit the number. Well, we went in at 20 minutes. She played 21, so we were right on the number there. So I think she's doing better, and I don't anticipate a setback. Like I said, I haven't seen her for a couple of days. She's just done some rehab, but we'll get her some work Sunday, and hopefully she'll be ready to go full go at least another 20 on Tuesday.